My question is to the Premier. Speaker, Alexandra Lind lives just a 2-minute walk from Sir Arthur Currie Public School, a school in my riding built 4 years ago that now has 22 portables on site. Chronic overcrowding means that when Alexandra's 18-month-old daughter starts JK, she will very likely be bussed out of the neighbourhood to a school on the other side of the city. Alexandra told me to say I am panicking would be an understatement. Speaker, when a new school opens in their neighbourhood, surely the students who live in that neighbourhood deserve to be able to attend. Will this government confirm today that the funding requested by the Thames Valley District School Board will be approved for the new schools that London families urgently need?
To reply, the Minister of Education.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the member opposite for the question. I recognize there's fast growth in London specifically. I've spoken to the member, MPP Jeff Urick, as well about this issue, and the Mayor Holder, some months ago about the growth. I can commit that we will continue to invest in capital improvements in new schools and expansions in London, specifically in this round of the capital approvals, which will be unveiled in short order. We've invested roughly $14 billion over 10 years. This year alone, we announced, in conjunction with the Minister, in partnership with the Minister of Infrastructure, renewal and an expansion of 26 new schools, 20 permanent additions, and over 3,000 affordable and accessible childcare spaces within our publicly funded schools. I know there's more to do in London and across Ontario, and the Premier and our government is committed to getting the job done.
The supplementary question.
Speaker, Sir Arthur Currie Public School was at capacity almost the day it opened 4 years ago. Now the school is bursting at the seams with double the number of students it was built for. In fact, the Thames Valley District School Board is planning for 2 new schools to accommodate Northwest London population growth. Karis Martin has 1 child at Sir Arthur Currie School and another at the childcare, and is concerned about their safety and learning. She says that government funding for schools that are too small from the start is, quote, short-sighted, fiscally irresponsible, and would end careers in any other industry. Speaker, will this government commit to new school funding that will accommodate both current and projected capacity in rapidly growing Northwest London?
Minister of Education.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. We can absolutely commit to continue to invest in new schools and expansion of schools in the region of London, in the City of London. We know how important it is for children to have access to safe, local, quality educational facilities within their communities, and that's exactly why we've invested over $500 million on an annual basis to build net new schools, in sharp contrast to the 600 schools closed under the former Liberal government. Mr. Speaker, it's not just the closure of schools, it's the actual standard and the maintenance of those schools. When we came to power and we were given the privilege to serve, roughly $15.9 billion in a repaired backlog. $16 billion in our schools that should have been done under the former Liberal government that wasn't. But our Premier is investing $1.3 billion on an annual basis to bring down that backlog, and we're spending and investing with the Minister of Infrastructure, with the Premier and our entire government to make sure children and families in London get the schools they deserve.